Let me state this clearly, colleagues. I have never met with or had any conversation with any Russians or any foreign officials concerning any type of interference with any campaign or election in the United States. Further, I have no knowledge of any such conversations by anyone connected to the Trump campaign. I was your colleague in this body for 20 years, at least some of you, and and the suggestion that I participated in any collusion, that I was aware of any collusion with the Russian government to hurt this country, which I have served with honor for 35 years, or to undermine the integrity of our democratic process is an appalling and detestable lie.
What you just saw was Senator Jeff Sessions before the Senate giving his hearing and his testimony in regards to the so-called Russian collusion lie. And you heard straight from his mouth the fact that they're trying to frame him with Russian collusion is an absurd and detestable lie, straight from the very mouths and the pits of the deep state themselves. After all, the CIA and the FBI and the intelligence community has 6 ways from Sunday at getting back to you.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
Is that not what we see happening with Jeff Sessions right now? They're attempting to frame him for stuff, attempting to put in this false Russian collusion narrative, but they have nothing to go on. They keep pulling string after string after string, and no end is in sight. This is insanity, what is going on here. And you heard straight from him, that, and those were part of his opening testimony there in the beginning, that he himself has nothing to do with Russian collusion. But then the whole entire thing turned into, why did you recuse yourself? Right? That's the whole, I mean, it had nothing to do with exactly how he colluded with Russia, because they ain't got crap on that. No, it was all about, why did you recuse yourself? Well, maybe because of the pressure from everybody under the sun. Not only that, but he said he would when they, agreed to bring him on. I mean, good grief. Good grief. And that's why I was never for his recusal in the first place. Not only that, but they also focused on, what part did you have in firing Comey? Take a listen.
General Sessions, respectfully, you're not answering the question.
Well, what is the question?
The question is, Mr. Comey said that there were matters with respect to the recusal that were problematic and he couldn't talk about them. What are they?
Why don't you tell me? There are none, Senator Wyden. There are none. I can tell you that for absolute certainty. This is a secret innuendo being leaked out there about me, and I don't appreciate it. And I've tried to give my best and truthful answers to any committee I've appeared before. And it's really, people are suggesting through innuendo that I have been not honest about matters, and I've tried to be honest.
There's Ron. He gets a big old, big head about stuff, but he's going back and forth there. But as you can see, they turned the whole thing into James Comey. Look, they're not bringing up one little fact, right? How about this? There was a falsified dossier that's been discredited about the whole Russian narrative in the first place. It all stems from some democratically hired organization that claims that there's Russian interference, but yet there is no Russia interference that is surfaced, right? Let's not forget that. But Ron Wyatt wanted to focus on Mr. Comey there, but let's not forget something, Ron, that Comey is a leaker. He leaked information as somebody who is, in the position, the former FBI director. Hello, why is the former FBI director leaking information? That is grounds alone for dismissal of his job. So I think Donald Trump, Jeff Sessions, whoever was involved, was doing the right thing. But not a blink was brought up about the leaked memo from anyone there at Senate. At least Jeff Sessions himself did bring it up. But here's one major highlight I absolutely loved from the entire event, and it's when Tom Cotton likened the whole event to, well, a charade, like, you know, like a James Bond movie. Check this out.
Maybe that is because Jim Comey said last week, as he said to Donald Trump, that on 3 times he assured him he was not under investigation. Maybe it's because multiple Democrats on this committee have stated they have seen no evidence thus far, after 6 months of our investigation and 10 months or 11 months of an FBI investigation, of any such collusion. Do you like spy fiction? John le Carré, Daniel Silva, Jason Matthews?
Yeah, Alan first. David
Jason
Ignatius. Just
Jason
finished
Bourne,
Ignatius's book.
Do you like Jason Bourne or James Bond movies?
No. Yes. I do.
Have you ever, in any of these fantastical situations, heard of a plot line so ridiculous that a sitting United States senator and an ambassador of a foreign government colluded at an open setting with hundreds of other people to pull off the greatest caper in the history of espionage?
Thank you for saying that, Senator Cotton. It's just like through the looking glass. I mean, what is this? I explained how, in good faith, I said I had not met with Russians because they were suggesting I, as a surrogate, had been meeting continuously with Russians. I said I didn't meet with them. And now the next thing you know, I'm accused of some reception, plotting some sort of influence campaign for the American election.
You know, Tom Cotton, I think you're onto something there. I mean, they're really, again, pulling crap out of thin air. It's all based on some Mayflower event and that, hey, he met with the Russians. There was hundreds of people in the room. They have one photo that they're trying to take and say, oh, there's Paul Manafort and there's Jeff Sessions, and way over there, 50 some odd feet or meters, I don't know, away from the senator there is Kislyak. Uh-oh, they colluded. Oh, they're in big trouble. You know what? What about all the Democrats in the freaking room? Why don't we question all of them? This is stupid. And I bet you money there were pictures of other ambassadors with those same people. I mean, give me a break. It's part of their job. It's part of what they do, just as you saw in the clip with Tom Cotton. Anyhow, I'm so sick of this false narrative that the left and Democratic operatives, we know Comey, he's lying. You can see it in his face with a lot of what he's talking about. And I aired that. I did a video on that a few days ago. But there are so many lies being portrayed from the mainstream media because they want to take out Donald Trump. They want to get rid of everyone in his cabinet, anyone that puts the America First agenda. They want eliminated. That's just the truth. And this is my tea, by the way. So if you haven't had it, it's amazing, especially in the morning. It's like my energy pump now. It's just as good as a detox. Getthetea.com. But anyway, it's just crazy the way things that are going with the government. And here's the other thing is that the Democratic side, those on the very far left, not all Democrats, I mean, there's good and bad on every side, but a lot of the far left side there, a lot of the people in the deep state are seizing up this opportunity as a distraction. And I put out a report yesterday showing very evidently that this is a distraction. They're using this whole falsified Russian narrative. They're keeping Donald Trump busy with it while doing something with the left hand. I showed earlier this year how they've passed more bills for vaccines than any other year. They've done that this year. Why? Because they're seizing up the opportunities to do so. I also showed in a report yesterday that 250 some odd, 56, 59 mayors across the country are going against Donald Trump and wrote a letter to the president saying that they're going to stand with the Paris Climate Accords. No matter what Donald Trump does, they're going to follow the dictated, unelected by American people, United Nations instead of the president of the freaking United States of America. That's absurd. And then they're going to go and claim, these 256 mayors, that they have my voice. One of my mayors was involved. And let me say something, you're not my voice. You are not my voice. I stand with America. I don't stand with an unruly body of dictators that wants to put rules and regulations unfairly on the American people. Anyhow, I wanted to bring you the latest on all of that. Please share your comments below, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you hit that little bell there. Otherwise, you won't get notifications, and give me a thumbs up. Anyhow, I'm Lisa Haven, and thanks again for tuning in to my channel.